Next on the workbench is an Xbox Series S. And this one is back again. We serviced this 4 months ago. We replaced a damaged HDMI port and they brought it back. And the mom thought maybe we were responsible, but the dad assured us that his boys were too rough with it and broke it again. On the external, it looks okay. So we're gonna get the board out and look at it under the scope and see what's going on. Okay, so here we have the board out and I can see rip traces. That sucks. The whole thing is actually ripped out. Look at that. Boy, that sucks. There's a lot of damage on here. Let's show you. Okay, so looks like the boys were too rough here. They jacked this thing straight out of the holes, but it was soldered on to these pins pretty good previously. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 completely ripped pads. Looks like the traces are intact, and yeah, this one's loose. That one's loose. Boy, what a bunch of work. Okay, let's start by removing the solder from these holes and we'll evaluate from there. Okay, we got hot air underneath it. We're going to start by fluxing it up. And then we're going to use a soldering iron and braid wick to clear those holes. So, I don't know, I can never figure out why the failure rate on these is so high. I just feel like it wasn't a problem back in the Xbox 360 days. Became a problem in the Xbox One days, and now with the newer stuff it's extremely prominent. And I can't help but to blame the kids instead of the manufacturer, because why you gotta unplug it all the time anyway? Like, isn't it having it hooked up good enough? Like, we're moving these around the house from room to room, I guess, because we used to all just play in the living room together, and now everyone's got a TV in their own room and they gotta move the thing around. So we're just gonna clean this up. I want to be gentle around these pads. Now this is, we'll get everything connected again, but when you do this kind of damage, it's just never going to be as strong as it once used to be. So the thing happens where these break off the first place, and I make sure that when I put them on, I solder the pins really good because we don't want it to break off as easily. But I guess if you're determined, then you'll still break it. Wow, all these wires are just everywhere. Okay, I need to pause to take a picture because customers are gonna wonder what the heck happened in there. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna place the port just with the anchors. So I'm gonna prep that. I'm gonna solder the pins in one by one. So first we're gonna prep this. Fill in the legs. Get these done. Kind of helps secure it in place. chuck it a little bit closer. Okay, I'm going to clean that real quick. Just to make sure that it's clean when we put it on. A little bit more. Alright, let's heat that on. Okay, we're going to place the port. It's going to solidify. We're going to let it remolten so that it seats all the way. There she goes. Then I like to add in a little bit extra on top. Okay. Hit the other side too. That way I know that the anchors are completely filled and molten together. I'm going to position this right where I want it, remove the heat. And that looks good. Okay, so from here on out, it's a little bit boring for how long it takes. So we're going to speed up the work. I'm going to show you the work, but we're going to speed it up. Okay. Okay, all the hard work's done. We're just gonna put some solder mask on it. It does not have to be the prettiest when it's like this. Hey, this is microscopic work, man. What's important is that it's connected all properly. Okay. Alright, everything is nice and covered. I'll put a UV light on it and get that to cure real quick. I put a lot on, I know. It's okay. This means it'll take a little bit longer. I'm going to skip forward. Alright, job's done. I tell you, I prefer the straightforward ones. But when someone breaks something, they can depend on you to fix it, then fixing it's what you're going to do. Let's plug it in. I'm going to reassemble it and we'll jump to it being plugged in. Okay, this is about as far as I'm going to put it together to test it in case it didn't work out. I don't want to have to do a full teardown. So I'm going to plug this in. Okay, let's give this power. Right here. We'll give it the HDMI cord right here. And then we'll push the power button here. Okay, system should be powering on here any second. And there it is. Perfect. We did it. It's another successful repair. And I'm just going to finish reassembling this and notify the customer that it's ready to be picked up. Appreciate you watching the video. If you found it entertaining or helpful, hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Bye.